What's going on, everybody? Jackson Fuller here with the Star News, and I'm really happy to be joined by Topsail Junior Sydney Hartgrove on this latest episode of ZOOMTIME. Sydney's a star player for the Pirates on both the basketball court and the softball field. Sydney, thank you for joining me. How's quarantine life going for you? What's keeping you busy these days?
Thank you for having me. I'm working a lot. I'm working out a lot. Homework's keeping me very busy. Just trying to find stuff to do when stuff's not open. So it's kind of like you just find things that you've never thought about doing before.
Where do you work? And after that, how has school been with all of this stuff going on? It's got to be a completely different experience having classes online and stuff.
So I actually work at a produce stand in Scottsdale, Eden's Produce. And then school has been different, but for me, it's kind of like, it's a little bit the same because I take Cape Fear classes and 2 of them are already online. So like I'm kind of used to online class, but I'm taking math this semester and that's online. And that's a little bit harder, but it's doable. And then English is just, now we just like write a bunch of papers.
Well, I guess that's getting you prepared for college, I guess, because that's pretty much all that English classes in college are. Speaking of college, I know you're committed to the University of Virginia. Congratulations. I know that happened a while ago. What about UVA kind of made it the right fit for you?
Well, thank you first off, but it's just the atmosphere of like Charlottesville is just so like heartwarming and like outgoing. And like for me personally, the softball program has amazing coaches. We just got a new field. I just like, and I'm like a big sports person, so I needed a school with a football team. I really wanted a school with a basketball team, and they're a good basketball team, so it makes it better.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just certain things that I wanted in a school, and UVA had everything. I wanted to be just far away from home, but not where my parents had to fly.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be in the ACC so they could see a lot of games. And that's about all that I really, really, really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
UVA had everything I wanted.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, did you grow up a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, or Wolfpack fan? And how quickly have you changed over to being a Virginia fan now that you're a commit?
I was more of a Clemson fan than anything, which is, I don't know why. But if I had to choose an in-state one, it would be Duke. But yeah, it quickly changed. Like I had like 4 Clemson sweatshirts. I have none now.
Mm-hmm.
I still have like other college stuff, and like people are like, I wore a Maryland thing the other day, and they're like, "Are you going to Maryland?" I'm like, "Actually, no." And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know." I was like, "I don't support them. It was in my car, and I had to wear it." So, but I quickly like Virginia. I love the colors too. So like it goes with everything. So like it's easy to pick out outfits. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I can imagine. Once you find a new school, it's pretty easy to get those allegiances switched up. What are you doing for working out right now with softball? I know it's got to be hard to kind of find places and opportunities to work out, but I'm sure as a pretty good high school player and a future college player, you're having to try and be creative and find some ways to work out right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm still hitting off of a tee in my garage. I have like a net and I hit off of a tee, which that can get boring really quickly, but you have to do it. So it's like, you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily the local field in Hampstead, Kiwanis, that's still open. So like yesterday I went with one of my friends and her dad, and we went into the field for like 2 hours. We did fielding, we did hitting, we did a little bit of everything. But so you just have to like try and find time. Like I throw in the backyard with my brother sometimes. I throw in the backyard to like a bucket, practicing catching. There's just like certain things that like you just find ways to do. But hitting is the main thing that I can do because I can just get off of a tee every day.
It's like you're 6, 7 years old again, just finding new ways to kind of do it. Whether it's in the garage or the backyard. Let's talk about the Topsail team. You guys, describe what the expectations y'all had for yourself was like coming into this season. You guys had so many Division I, ACC commits. I mean, how far did you guys really think you could have gone this year?
We honestly, as a team, thought we were going to win it. And I think we had the full potential to win it. I think we had the full potential to win it last year, and we just fell short. Last year we found the things that we needed that were the small things that would have added up to a state championship this year. And that's what we worked on this year at practices, was the small things.
And y'all were still very young last year too. I mean, you were a sophomore. The girls that are now seniors were juniors. I think how much of last year's run in the playoffs kind of was a learning lesson, for y'all?
Well, it's the farthest we've ever been since I've been there. So it was kind of like we got to the third round and we were like, we've never been here. Or I was like, I've never been here. So like, I knew what to expect because we had played that team before, but it's like playing teams in the conference. They change throughout the season. So like everybody gets better, and they knew how to play us certain defenses in certain like situations. They bunted very well. There was just certain things, and we really could have used Taisha Williams in that game, but sadly she got hurt. But there's like certain things that like, I don't like,
It's a different environment.
Yeah, it's a little more pressure, but it's a different kind of pressure. It's not like, oh, bases are loaded and there's 2 outs and if you hit it, you win. It's like pressure throughout the game. Mm-hmm. It's like a good pressure, but it's like a different kind of, you don't know how to handle it pressure.
Yeah. You mentioned Taisha, and I know Anisha as well, 2 ACC softball commits. I mean, what's it like practicing with those girls on a daily basis? Are you're super competitive with each other? Is it more happy cheering each other on? What's it like practicing with 2 very talented girls like those 2 and the rest of your Topsail softball team, which has a lot of talent throughout the roster?
Taisha and Nini are really competitive in like the outfield. We do a lot of split up practices, so outfield's together and infield's together. But like when we do like team defense, Taisha and Nini are always like talking to me behind me, and I can like hear them, but I can't turn around, and they can't hear what I say. So it's like I can hear them, but they can't hear me. But then me and Darby are really competitive because like we're right next to each other, and we know how good we both are. And then like I know her range and she knows my range. And so like I know if she can't get to something, she knows that I'll get it for her and stuff like that. But it's a lot of competitiveness during like practice and stuff, but games, it's all cheerfulness, happiness for each other. Especially Nini, she's always happy for everybody. Everybody on our team is genuinely happy for everybody when somebody does something good.
And that competitiveness probably plays a part. I mean, I know we've got a few photos on our website that we've got of y'all celebrating, and it's kind of obvious how much you guys enjoy each other's success when someone does well. I think we have a great photo of you maybe hitting a home run from the playoffs last year, celebrating at home plate. So kind of walk me through the end or the suspension of the season. How did you all find out? Was it something Coach Phillips talked to you, or did you see it on social media? And what was kind of the reaction from the girls knowing that, this season might be a lost one?
So we kind of like found out, I would say like 2 days before when like they were thinking about it. We like found out through social media, and Coach Phillips said some stuff, but like it wasn't like we really kind of thought it was going to happen. So like our last practice when they had actually said we're not going to do anything until like April 6th, I think it was. Our last practice, everybody was like in a like mood. Like it was like tense, and it was like, everybody was down. So it was like a really boring like practice. And then our last game, it was a good game. We played good. We did everything we needed to. And I was in the mood of like, all the seniors were like, what if this is our last game? And I was like, this is not our last game. Like, this is not going to last that long. Like, it's going to be over. We're going to be back in April 6th. Like, quit saying it's your last game. And then they extended it to May 16th. And I was like, oof, maybe they were right. But like, I still had like hope that we were going to come back. Cause like we all wanted to come back because we knew what we had. And I'm friends with Isis from Hartgrove, and we were supposed to play them soon. So we were like giving each other like crap for like, oh, we're going to beat you. And then like, we didn't get to play them. So it was like, oh, well.
Yeah. That was supposed to be the Tuesday, I think, right? The last game
Yeah.
was Friday. Y'all were, yeah, I remember that was going to be quite the game because I know you guys and Hoggard were definitely two of the favorites in the MEC. Do you play? You know ISIS through travel ball. Y'all play on the same team, is that
Yes,
right?
sir.
What how much fun is travel ball? I mean, I remember I played travel baseball, and I don't think I played on nearly the type of talented team that you're on with softball, but just getting to step out. I know Topsail softball is fun too, but getting to step outside your school and play with girls from other parts of the area, is it just a different experience? Does it feel different, or is it still just softball?
It's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit more fun because we go farther places. But high school is fun because, like, I don't play with, like, the only person I've ever played with on the high school team outside of high school is Taisha, Nini, and Lauren Schmad. And those are literally, I see them every day. And when we're on the travel team, we honestly don't talk that much because it's like, I see you every day at school. Like, I don't need to see you all summer. But we talk, we hang out. We a lot of times stay together when we go like far places because like we know each other extremely well. But I love playing travel. It's the places you go is amazing. The teams you play, like the competition is unbelievably good. And then you meet friends from like so many different places. Like my best friend plays at DH Conley. And then I played with the state championship from Eastern Alamance, the pitcher there. I've played with so many different people. So like when you get to playoff season and you get to see these people you play with, it's fun because then you're like, I've never played against you. I've always played with you.
Yeah.
So it's always fun to play like with people. And then in high school, you play against them.
So as I mentioned, Sydney, for those that are watching, Sydney's a terrific basketball player as well. She made our Star News All Area first team this year. But has there ever been first off, what do you enjoy softball more? I mean, that's the one you're going to college, but is it kind of 50-50, or do you lean towards softball in terms of what you like more?
I think it's 50-50. I really don't know. I think I enjoy basketball so much because like it's something different. Like I play softball all year and I love it. I really do. But like those 4 months of basketball is so much fun. It's the complete opposite. You're always running. You're always doing something. Softball, you can just sometimes just be standing there. And like I know they're saying you're always moving, but it's not the same. Like basketball, you're always involved. Mm-hmm. But I love basketball. I really do.
Was there ever a thought of you to not play basketball and specialize in softball? I mean, I know a while ago, back when I was in high school, I think people were getting pushed to do one sport, and now it's kind of the opposite. Have you ever been pushed or thought of not playing basketball, or is it something that you feel like it makes your softball game better too?
There's a lot of people, like my travel coach isn't the biggest fan of me playing basketball. He doesn't want me to get hurt, which I completely understand. My parents aren't quite the biggest fan until season starts, and then they're kind of like into it. They also don't want me to get hurt. But when I go out there, I'm not thinking about don't get hurt. Like I'm just thinking about play. And like at the beginning of this season, for some reason, I was playing in that don't get hurt mindset, and I wasn't playing good. And so finally, Jaron Sullivan, our assistant, was like, Cindy, you have to quit playing like you don't want to get hurt. He was like, just go all out. And I mean, if it happens, it happens. It can happen anywhere. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so then I like cut it on of like, I got to play like I know how to play. And then everything went up from there. It's like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. What has this experience been like, when it comes to just staying at home? Are you getting stir crazy at all? Or are you seeing your friends at all? What's the experience for a high school kid right now going through this coronavirus?
I am seeing my friends a little more than I probably should be, but like
I am too, for the record. So we're in the same boat there.
I can't just sit at home. Like I'm a very outgoing person. Like I need human interaction. That's like why I want to go back to school so bad. It's like I want to see friends that like whose parents like aren't letting them go out, or I don't really talk to that much outside of school. Like I want to see people, but like I get why we're in this. But I started cooking since we've been in quarantine.
Nice. Awesome.
I am developing some skills.
What's been your favorite dish that you've cooked so far?
Probably the baked spaghetti I made last week.
Awesome. That sounds great.
It's good.
That's actually a good idea. I might need to start trying to learn how to cook a little bit better myself. All right, so the last question for you. What if out of all the sports that have been canceled, don't exclude high school right now, but out of all the sports like March Madness, the NBA playoffs, golf, baseball, whatever it is, what's the one sport, if you could snap your fingers and say that's on TV tomorrow, what's the one sport that you wish was back with this coronavirus stuff going on?
Definitely March Madness.
Okay. Yeah, because Virginia started out the season a little cold, but they got a lot better. We're definitely contenders.
Yeah, and I wanted to see if we could go back to back.
So, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Sydney. I really appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of. Hopefully, we get some games in this season. You know, it doesn't look like it right now, but still optimistic. And good luck with the senior year. Looking forward to covering you one more season in basketball and softball.
Thank you.